Have you ever taken a second look at the change rattling in your pocket or that old jar of coins on your shelf? What if I told you one special quarter from 1976, yes, the Bicentennial Quarter, could be worth up to $10,000, $50,000, or even a jaw-dropping $100,000? That's right, we're not talking about some obscure foreign coin or something locked away in a museum. This is the 1976 Bicentennial Quarter, a coin you've probably seen hundreds of times, but a rare few come with error variations so valuable, they've sent collectors into a frenzy and auctioneers into bidding wars. In today's video, we're diving deep into the history, significance, and most valuable error varieties of the 1976 Bicentennial Quarter. I'll show you exactly what to look for, share real auction sales, and reveal how your ordinary-looking coin could make you a small fortune. So stay with me to the end, because you might just have a six-figure coin hiding in plain sight. Let's get started. The Bicentennial Quarter, a national celebration in your pocket. Before we get into the rare errors, let's talk about the coin itself and why it's so important. In 1976, the United States celebrated its 200th birthday, the bicentennial. To honor this historic occasion, the U.S. Mint released a special series of coins, the quarter, half dollar, and dollar, all with unique reverse designs commemorating America's independence. For the quarter, the U.S. Mint replaced the traditional eagle with a stunning new design by Jack L. A.H.R. featuring a colonial drummer boy with a victory torch and 13 stars. On the obverse, it still featured George Washington, but instead of the usual date, it bore the dual date 1776 to 1976. This quarter was not a limited release. In fact, over 1.6 billion bicentennial quarters were minted. That means they're very common in circulation today. However, a few rare error coins slipped through, and these are the ones that can fetch thousands, even six figures out at auction. The most valuable 1976 Bicentennial Quarter errors to look for. Now here's where things get really exciting. Most 1976 quarters are only worth face value. But certain error coins are extremely rare and can command huge premiums. Let's break down the top error types and how much they can be worth. The 1976 silver-proof double-die obverse, up to $10,000 plus. This is one of the most valuable Bicentennial Quarter errors known. Minted in San Francisco as a 40% silver-proof coin. Features a strong doubled image on the obverse, especially noticeable on the word Liberty, the motto "In God We Trust," and the dates 1776 to 1976. These coins were supposed to be carefully struck for collectors, but some proofs were minted with noticeable doubling, making them very rare. Auction value. One of these error coins in high-grade proof condition can sell for $5,000 to $10,000, depending on the severity of the doubling and the coin's overall quality. Off-center strike bicentennial quarters, $1,000 to $15,000. Off-center strike errors happen when the coin blank isn't properly aligned in the press. This leads to a coin with a partial design, often dramatically shifted to one side. Look for quarters that are 5% to 50% off-center. If the dates 1776 to 1976 and part of the drummer are visible, these are extremely collectible. Auction value. Depending on how off-center it is, and whether it's on a silver planchet, values can range from $2,000 up to $15,000. 1976 quarter struck on a silver planchet in error, $10,000 to $20,000. Some bicentennial quarters were accidentally struck on silver plankets at the Philadelphia or Denver Mint, where no silver coins were supposed to be made. These weigh 5.75 grams, instead of the usual 5.67 grams copper nickel. They may also have a different ring when dropped. If verified by a grading company like PCGS or NGC, these errors are incredibly valuable. Auction value. Verified silver planchet errors have sold for $10,000 to $20,000. Double-struck bicentennial quarters, $3,000 to $12,000. A double-struck error happens when the coin is struck twice or more, creating overlapping or mirrored images. This can cause the drummer boy and inscriptions to appear blurred or shifted. Highly collectible and dramatic in appearance. Auction value. Depending on visibility and condition, these coins can reach $3,000 to $12,000. 1976 no mint mark error on silver planchet, $20,000 plus. Most 1976 silver quarters were struck in San Francisco and bear an S mint mark. But a few rare silver quarters with nitrogen monoxide mint mark have surfaced, meaning they were likely minted in Philadelphia by mistake. These are extremely rare. Auction value: one such quarter authenticated by PCGS sold for over $20,000, and others have been rumored to reach up to $30,000. Full drum lines deep cameo silver proof error, $5,000 to $7,000. The deep cameo finish refers to a proof coin with frosty devices and mirror-like fields. If a bicentennial silver proof quarter shows full drum lines on the drummer and is graded as a deep cameo, it is very desirable. Auction value: high-grade examples in PR69 DCAM or PR70 DCAM can go for $5,000 to $7,000. Mismatched planchet errors, up to $100,000 plus. And here's the big one. Some of the rarest bicentennial quarters were struck on the wrong planchet entirely, including nickel, foreign coins, or even cent-sized copper plankets. These coins are so rare that only a few are known to exist, and when they show up, bidding goes wild. Auction value: one such extreme error sold for a record-breaking $105,000 at auction. These mismatched planchet errors are the holy grail for bicentennial quarter collectors. How to identify these rare errors? You might already own one. Here's what to do. Weigh your 1976 quarter. Copper nickel clad, 5.67 grams. Silver, 5.75 grams. Too light or too heavy, it could be an error. Look under magnification. Check for doubling, misaligned strikes, or ghost images. Inspect the edge. Silver coins have no copper line. Look for coins with a clean silver edge, especially if they lack an S mint mark. Submit suspicious coins to a professional grading service, PCGS, NGC, and NX can authenticate and grade your coin, unlocking its full market value. Did you know? Interesting bicentennial quarter facts: over 860 million 1976 quarters were minted in Philadelphia. Around 521 million were minted in Denver. Over 11 million 40% silver quarters were produced at the San Francisco Mint. Some proof sets from 1976 include the silver quarter. Check your old sets. The 1976 quarter is the only U.S. quarter to feature a dual date.